The late afternoon sun cast long shadows across my 30-acre ranch in Lakeview Pines, a slice of Colorado countryside where my goats roamed and my barn stood as a testament to my uncle's legacy. I'm Ethan Caldwell, a 36-year-old Army veteran who traded combat boots for solitude after inheriting this land. My ranch, a rugged haven amidst the creeping beige of a suburban HOA, was my peace until Vivian Hart, the Whispering Pines HOA president, decided it was hers to claim. Standing at my fence line, her face flushed with rage, she gripped an AR-15, screaming, "You're trespassing on HOA land." Her trembling finger was on her phone, dialing 911. "He's threatening me," she lied, as I stood unarmed on my own soil. My heart pounded, but I held my ground. "Vivian, this is my ranch," I said, voice cracking. As the sheriff's SUV rolled up, I knew this wasn't just a dispute, it was war, and Vivian had no idea who she was fighting. My uncle had warned me about the HOA, a meddlesome group led by Vivian, a mid-50s realtor with a stiff bob and a clipboard she wielded like a scepter. Her husband, Leonard, a quiet man in perpetual golf shirts, lived in her shadow. Their McMansion bordered my ranch, and Vivian was obsessed with annexing it into her HOA empire, a dream my uncle had laughed off. I kept things civil, fixing a shared fence to keep the peace, but Vivian saw my independence as defiance. It started with letters, "Your bounds color violates HOA guidelines." I ignored the ranch wasn't under their control. Then came $200 fines for unauthorized livestock. I had goats on a ranch. When I found a note nailed to my gate, "Failure to comply will result in escalation," I realized Vivian wasn't just annoying, she was dangerous. I confronted her at her driveway, where she pruned roses with surgical precision. "Vivian, my land's not in your HOA," I said. She didn't look up. "It's always been part of Whispering Pines. We are correcting your uncle's oversight." I laughed, incredulous, and checked county records. My deed was clear, independent, always. So I built a sturdy fence to mark my boundaries. The day the post went up, Vivian stormed over, camera flashing, her garden hat flopping. "You need an HOA permit," she shrieked. "This is my land," I replied. "You'll regret this," she spat, her threat chilling. Soon, a pickup lingered outside my gate daily, watching. George, an HOA board member, whispered, "Vivian's building a case, noise, pet endangerment." I hosted a cookout to win neighbors over, with pony rides and free food. Many came, even Leonard, but not Vivian. A drone buzzed overhead, crashing when I swatted it. Vivian claimed I'd destroyed HOA surveillance equipment. She escalated, filing a $3,000 lien for fake HOA fees, claiming I owed for years of non-compliance. My lawyer, Clara Evans, confirmed its illegality but warned it'd take weeks to clear. Then, one morning, my goats were loose, grazing near the road. The gate was unlatched, not broken. My cameras caught a figure in a floppy hat Vivian slacking at 3 a.m. Deputy Ryan Ho took my report but shrugged. "She didn't cross your fence." No proof she opened it. Frustrated, I pushed on, building a greenhouse, tending my animals. That's when Vivian crossed the line. I was checking irrigation in my pasture when I saw her truck at the old fence line. She stepped out, AR-15 in hand, shouting, "You're on HOA land." I raised my hands. "This is my ranch, Vivian." She dialed 911, lying, "He's threatening me." As Sheriff Holt's SUV approached, I braced for her next move. Holt stepped out, hand on holster. "Put the rifle down, ma'am," he said. Vivian slammed it down, insisting I was the trespasser. "This is Whispering Pines land," she yelled. Holt sighed. "County records say this is Caldwell's property. You can't vote it into your HOA." She accused me of illegal livestock and drone destruction. Holt, unmoved, warned, You're on his land with a gun. That's a problem. She stormed off, vowing to call her lawyer. Ho turned to me. She's unhinged, but open carries legal. Unless she aimed at you, it's a gray area. 3 days later, a summons arrived. Vivian was suing for harassment, illegal fencing, and emotional distress. Clara chuckled. Truth's our defense. She's got nothing. Then Leonard knocked, looking haunted. Vivian's obsessed, he whispered. She thinks your uncle stole community land. She's planning worse zoning violations, maybe seizure. That night, I couldn't sleep. At 2 a.m., a car crept by, headlights off. A hooded figure tampered with my fence. By morning, a post was cut, a note pinned, "This isn't yours. Leave." I called Holt, but the footage was too blurry for arrest. I upgraded cameras, added motion lights, and posted "Private Ranch, Trespassers Reported" signs. County fines followed $500 for unlicensed agriculture, $2,000 for unauthorized repairs. At the zoning office, Vivian was cozy with a clerk, smacking. "You don't belong here," she hissed. "Leave, or lose everything." I was shaking, but her words lit a fire. The breaking point came when I found my barn trashed. He scattered, generator tipped, chicken coop smashed, "Get out now" spray painted in red. I called Holt, who filed a vandalism report, but proof was thin. Furious, I posted everything online: the AR-15 confrontation, fines, the note, blurry footage. The community Facebook group exploded. "Karen's lost it," one wrote. Leonard commented, "It's all true." The post went viral, news outlets calling. A petition demanded an HOA investigation. Vivian countered with a cease and desist, threatening a defamation lawsuit. Clara laughed. "Let her try. We've got her on camera." Then, a surveyor I hired dropped a bombshell: the HOA's fence encroached 15 feet onto my land. "Vivian's the trespasser," he said. Armed with this, I prepared to fight. But Vivian struck again. Returning from town, I smelled smoke. My hay shed was burning, flames licking the walls. I hosed it down, calling 911, herding goats to safety. A note later arrived via a blocked number. That was a warning. I sat on my porch, shotgun ready, knowing this was no longer just Vivian. At dawn, a stranger met me at the North Pasture. Tom Reed, ex-HOA treasurer. "Vivian wasn't alone," he said, handing me a USB. "Cynthia Lane and Paul Harris plan to seize your land for a luxury trail. Listen to March 3rd. The recording was damning: Vivian's voice, file fans, push zoning. "He'll sell or break." Cynthia added, "Use the lien for emergency HOA rights." Clara filed a restraining order against Cynthia, Paul, and the HOA, plus a civil suit for trespass, fraud, and defamation. I posted the recordings online, sparking outrage. Black Sioux County and FBI raided the HOA office, seizing records. Cynthia and Paul were questioned. The county voided the lien, declaring my ranch independent. But a chilling note appeared: "She's not the last." I found a buried box in the Gawker mails, photos of me, forged maps claiming my uncle joined the HOA. A note read, "He didn't belong." Paul confessed via email, admitting he helped forge documents for a developer deal. The DA charged Cynthia and Paul with conspiracy. Vivian, in a psychiatric facility, faced 18 months for reckless endangerment. I won $250,000 in damages but donated it to the Freedom Fence Fund, aiding HOA victims. Lakeview Pines dissolved its HOA, and neighbors rallied for cookouts, free from control. My ranch, scarred but standing, became a symbol. The story went viral, splitting opinions: was I a hero or a vigilante? Some decried my public shaming of Vivian, others hailed my stand against corruption. I didn't care. My goats grazed, my barn stood, and I'd protected my uncle's legacy. A new note never came, but I kept my cameras on. Vivian thought she could steal my land with a gun and lies. I showed her truth and a fence hit harder.